Hey, Badminton World, it's Henry here, Jeff over there from the Tokyo 2020 show, if you remember us, or from Volant and the Badminton Podcast. Today, we're here to talk about the Thomas and Uber Cup 2020, now 2021. So, Jeff, going into the Thomas and Uber Cup this time round, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, let's dig into the Thomas Cup, I think, first, Henry. So we had the last one in 2018 because we missed 2020, last year it was meant to be held. And China won the last one in 2018. And just having a look at the draw. So guys, if you haven't seen the draw, have a look at it on the screen now. We've got 4 groups here. We're just going to talk about, I guess, there's so many matches, right? We're just going to talk about an interesting match in each group, I think, because there's too much to talk about. So, Henry, I think Group A, I think the one that I'm thinking is Indonesia versus Taipei being my one, but it could be a close one between Indo and Thailand as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think Indo Thailand for me personally. It's probably going to be. I think it will probably go the way of the Indonesians, but I think it'll still be an incredible match. I would prefer watching that over the Chinese Taipei versus Indo, to be honest. Yeah,
it's true. Actually, especially with the 3 men singles, I think we've got some awesome matches that could happen there, right? So we got Ginting and Christie, and then we've got Vidasan and
carry on.
Yeah. So I think they're going to be awesome matches themselves. So I think maybe you're right there. What about the second group, Group B?
Group B, it's a tough one, but Denmark, Korea is probably the match to watch in Group B. I think it's going to be pretty one-sided. The Danish singles just has a lot of depth in it. I think it's going to be really hard for the Koreans. But then, of course, the Danish men's doubles probably not quite as strong as Korea, in my opinion. It may be balanced. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I saw the Danes play pretty well in the Sudirman Cup, but in the men's doubles with the scratch pairing. So I think I think it'll be interesting there. But I think that the depth of the men's singles of the Danish, I think Korea's men's singles is probably the worst of all 5 events, as in terms of the strength and the depth. So I think Denmark for that one. Yeah,
well, I think Hyo Kwang-ki, riding on a bit of confidence. Who knows how he'll play.
But then second and third, there's not much there, I don't think.
And of course, he has to face Axelsen if he's playing.
If he's playing number 1, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right, how about Group C? What do you think of that?
So I think definitely China, India will be the strongest 2 in that group and the most interesting to watch. But again, I think this is going to be quite one-sided to China. I think the Indian players, they've got some good players at the very top, but they're probably not as good in all aspects as the Chinese, I'd say.
Yeah, the Chinese team definitely has a lot more depth. But as far as the 4 groups are concerned, where the best matches of each group, this is probably the one that I would think would be the most one-sided of the best match in that group, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Which brings us to Group D, which is probably Malaysia, Japan for me. It's funny because this is what they played in Sudirman Cup, but out of that there, I think Japan's just got the depth there as well. So it could be a repeat of what's happened in Helsinki. In Vanta.
In Vanta, Finland. Yep. But I think Japan, Malaysia is definitely going to be the most interesting. That's for sure in Group D.
Yeah. So Thomas Cup predictions. So China won 3 years ago. Is it going to be China again, you think?
No, hard no. Sorry, China. I'm going to be firm on this one. I think it's going to be Denmark. It's their singles that I'm really thinking that they've got really strong depth in there, and their only challenge is probably going to be Indonesia.
Yeah. I'm going to go Indonesia Denmark final if it ends up that way, right? But I think that's a pretty good final to watch. And like you said, I think the Danish they can win all 3 men's singles, right? And then the only chance, and then the Indos I'd say would win both of the men's doubles. So I'm not sure if that was the final whether one of the singles can be won by the Indos. Maybe third, maybe second. Yeah, I don't know because the Danes are looking really strong.
Yeah, if they do end up in the finals, it could go either way. That's for sure. I think the Danes would struggle in the men's doubles against either the minions or daddies. Definitely. I don't see the other countries playing them in the finals though.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to go Denmark as well, and I'm going to go based on the fact that they'll win 3 men's singles in the final. Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I agree with that, and I guess we'll find out how that plays out. So let's have a sort of quick chat about the Uber Cup now. Of course, like you said, in the 2018 Uber Cup, Japan won that, going into this 2020-2021 Uber Cup, we do have Japan at first seed, China at second seed. But let's run through the 4 groups that you'll see on screen now.
Yeah, so Group 1, I'd say Japan, Indonesia will be the one to watch. That group tie. Japan's just got really good depth, I think, in ladies singles, definitely, and in ladies doubles as well. I know that we've got Hirota, who's injured, and not sure what Fukushima is doing. We know that she's going to play Denmark Open with Arisa Higashino, so not sure what they're going to do in that team there. But I think the depth there I think it's a little bit too much depth for Indonesia, especially in the women's singles, where that's probably Indonesia's worst event as well out of world ranking. So I'm going to go Japan there. Yeah,
I knew you'd say that, but it's hard to disagree with that. I think Japan has that level of depth in the women's events. So compared to Indonesia, who obviously do have some really great players as well, but just doesn't have that depth beyond their top players.
Yeah. Okay, Group B.
Group B, it'd have to be Thailand, India. You can't look past how strong Thailand is in the women's category when you're looking at. I'm not sure if Ratchanok's actually going to be coming to this one.
She might. Yeah.
If she does, their singles game is going to be very hard to beat with Ratchanok, Pornpui, and Sanan. Yeah, so I'll tip Thailand to win that. Of course, we don't know exactly who's going to play, how they're going to play, but yeah, Thailand I think is probably going to be heavy favourite there.
I think that's a pretty fair bet. I'd put money on Thailand as well if we could bet, but we can't. Okay, Group C. So we've got Korea, Chinese Taipei, Tahiti, and Egypt. I think the first 2 teams, Taipei and Chinese Taipei and Korea, will be the one to watch there. Depending on, because we've got An Se-young, right, for Korea, and then there's not that much in the ladies singles department, but then they're really strong in the women's doubles department, and that's probably where Chinese Taipei aren't that strong as well. So I'll probably say Korea, because I think they can they should be able to get 3 out of the 5 matches based on depth.
Yeah, look, I agree. I think their women's doubles should be relatively comfortable. Obviously, it's a high-level tournament. They're still playing some really high-level players in Chinese Taipei, but Koreans' women's doubles is just so strong. So I think they will be relatively comfortable with those. And then you've got An Se-young leading the pack in the women's singles. So yeah, I think it should be relatively one-sided. So I'll tip that maybe to Korea as well.
Yep.
And then finally, there's Group D. Group D is an interesting one, but to be honest, this is the hard one for me. I would probably say China-Denmark is the match to not miss in this one. But I think China's women's team is very strong. It's going to be very hard to beat them.
I think regardless of if we said, say, China-Denmark or China-Malaysia will be the one to watch, I think it'll be pretty one-sided to China regardless. Just the women's team and the depth, and 3 ladies singles, 2 ladies doubles. I don't see Denmark having the depth, the second ladies doubles, and then the second and the third ladies singles. I don't think it's just not quite strong enough. And probably the same with Malaysia as well. So I'll probably go China there. So I reckon we've kind of singled out China and Japan there. So is that your prediction? Is that your final prediction? And who do you think is going to win this?
Oh, yeah. I definitely see China in the final. I don't know whether it'll be Thailand or Japan in the final. I really feel that Thailand's women's singles might give them the edge against the Japanese women's singles players, which could tip it in their favor if they do meet before the finals. So China is definitely my prediction to win. I think they've definitely got the top of the top in their team. But yeah, if Thailand meets them in the final, I think China's going to win. If Japan meets them in the final, I think Japan might.
Oh, so you're going a conditional probability.
Conditional.
Conditional. All right. Okay, I'm going to be pretty. You
say that.
I'm going to be pretty straight down the line here and say I'm going to go with Japan. And that's probably hopes rather than actually statistical proof. I think ladies singles, they can get maybe 1 or 2 of those matches. And if it comes down to the ladies doubles, I think they're pretty even. I know we've got the Chinese pairs are really strong in ladies doubles, but I still think that Japan's still a chance there. So I'm going back to back Japan from 2018, now 2021 Uber Cup. I think they're going to take it.
But secretly, I would want that to happen as well. I'm just not sure it's going to happen. But let's see how that goes. So look, fans, if you're out there and you're wanting to catch all the latest news and results, make sure you follow the BWF channel for the Thomas and Uber Cup. And if you're interested in seeing us next time, then make sure you tune in again.
See you then.
Yeah.